next morning, the Fat Controller spoke severely to James. "If you can't behave, I shall take away your red coat and have you painted blue." James did not like that at all, and he was very rough with the coaches as he brought them to the platform. Come along, he called rudely. "All in good time, all in good time," the coaches grumbled. "Don't talk. Come on, don't talk. Come on," answered James, with the coaches squealing and grumbling after him. He snorted into the station. James was cross that morning. The Fat Controller had spoken to him, the coaches had dawdled, and worst of all, he had to fetch his own coaches. "Gordon never does," thought James, "and he is only painted blue. A splendid red engine like me should never have to fetch his own coaches." And he puffed and snorted round to the front of the train and backed onto it with a rude bump. "Ooh!" groaned the coaches. "That was too bad." To make James even more cross, he had to take the coaches to a different platform where no one came near him as he stood there. The Fat Controller was in his office. The station master was at the other end of the train with the guard, and even the little boy stood a long way off. James felt lonely. "I'll show them," he said to himself. They think Gordon is the only engine who can pull coaches." And as soon as the guards whistled, he started off with a tremendous jerk. "Come on, come on, come on," he puffed, and the coaches squeaking. James and the coaches clattered over the points and onto the open points. "Hurry, hurry, hurry," puffed James. "You're going too fast. You're going too fast," said the coaches. And indeed they were going so fast that they swayed from side to side. James just laughed and tried to go faster, but the coaches wouldn't let him. "We're going to stop. We're going to stop," they said. And James found himself going slower and slower. "What's the matter?" James asked his driver. "The brakes are hard on. Leak in the pipe, most likely." "You've banged the coaches enough to make a leak in anything." The guard and the driver got down and looked at the brake pipes all along the train. At last, they found a hole where rough treatment had made a joint work loose. "How shall we mend it?" said the guard. James's driver thought for a moment. "We'll do it with newspaper and a leather bootlace." "Well, where is the bootlace coming from?" asked the guard. "We haven't one. Ask the passengers," said the driver. So the guard made all the passengers get out. "Has anyone got a leather bootlace?" he asked. Everybody said no, except one man in a bowler hat, whose name was Jeremiah Jobling, who tried to hide his feet. "You have a leather bootlace there, I see, sir," said the guard. "Please give it to me." "I won't," said Jeremiah Jobling. "Then," said the guard sternly, "I'm afraid this train will just stop where it is." Then All the passengers complained what a bad railway it was. But the guard climbed into his van, and the driver and fireman made James let off steam. So they all told Jeremiah Joblin he was a bad man instead. At last, he gave them his laces. The driver tied a pad of the newspapers tightly round the hole, and James was able to pull the train. But James was a sadder and wiser engine, and James took care never to bump coaches again.